Okay, I'm at 515 Duane Drive in Mason, Ohio, doing a sanitary lateral inspection to diagnose some backups. We are going in through a backflow preventer. Here in the corner, I've removed the flap, and we're going to go upstream first and check out to see what's going on. There's a little bit of toilet paper here, right next to where that backflow preventer was. And it looks like it actually goes up and then evens out. There we go. This does look kind of flat, but of course the water doesn't flow through here as easy because of that. But it should drop off. We'll push back and then drag back through here. I think I'm just pushing some toilet paper back up. So it does have a belly through here, but most lines do. They tend to settle. And this camera lens is only about a ½ inch off the bottom of the pipe. So again, with it being, okay, so we have reached the stack. This is the stack in the garage.
Which direction
and so
are you going?
We'll pull back.
Oh, okay.
Going upstream. To check that, they said there was a belly in here that was holding solids. So we'll take a look and we'll see what kind of, how bad the belly is once we pull back. So you can see that I can still see the top, and so this is maybe a 1-inch belly. This is not anything super concerning. I'm pulling a bunch of toilet paper back with me.
You want something to put
And
in?
so there is some toilet paper sitting in it, but that shouldn't cause any major issues. But
wouldn't they have cleaned that out? I mean, if it's free flowing, wouldn't that have not been an issue?
So I'm going to pause the video for a minute, and we're going to run some water through here.
You want a bucket or?
Hold on 1 second here. Okay, we're running some water and flushing the toilet to see if it pushes this stuff on through here. And it is. And so there's a little bit of solid sitting in the in that belly, but you know, you get a couple flushes, and it if you take a shower, it should, you know, flush that stuff out of the line. And so that's what we're looking for, just to make sure that, because it is PVC, just to make sure that you know, when we get the line full, that it will flush the line out past that belly. It looks like everything is flowing at a pretty good pace. So we're going to go ahead and go back in there, and first we're going to go downstream and check to see what the line looks like downstream. And so see the line going through pretty well. If I need to, I can put a standoff on the camera. Looks like it drops off pretty quickly. So, see in the bottom left-hand corner is the angle indicator on the camera. So it does seem like the The line drops really quickly. Looks like this is ABS. Huh. Yeah, and there it is. I don't see anything. The main is only 30 feet off the back of the house. And that's probably why the backflow preventer was installed, because it's coming in at the flow line here, and it's only 30 feet off the back of the house. Okay, yeah, I don't see any roots. I'm gonna shut the water off, and then we're gonna pull back and we'll take a look once this drains down at
Okay, you want me to shut
at
it
the
off?
area. So we're gonna pause the video.
Okay.
Okay, we've turned the water off. We're gonna pull back and we're gonna take a better look at the line, because the sewer main runs right down the right side of the house. And so we're gonna pull back and we'll take a look at the line, and it does drop off pretty drastically, which is a good thing. And that's where the house, part of the house lateral, ties into the tap on the main. And then here we are vertical. Okay, now we are horizontal again. And I don't see any issues. I don't see any tree roots. I don't see any belly. I don't see anything on the outside. And they've got it marked out there. And now I am back into the clean out. So there's definitely nothing wrong on the outside of the house. We're going to go back upstream. And we're going to try to go back up here. And we're going to go sit back in that belly that we found earlier. We're going to look at that. There is a little bit of grease buildup and some channeling there, but I mean, it's relatively normal for, kitchen sinks and stuff to have some grease buildup. But that's, doesn't look like, it's not anything where you have some big solid ball of grease. Okay, so since we got the toilet paper out of there and everything, I don't even see any kind of a belly. It's not even holding any water. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull back. We're going to take some toilet paper, and she's going to put a large amount of toilet paper in there and flush it. And we're going to see how far it makes it, because we ran a lot of water after that stuff was out of here, and it looks like what it did was just, I don't see that water would highlight any low spot in this line. And once we removed the toilet paper, we should be getting something coming through here now. And so there is some grease buildup. So I want to pull back until the point where I'm going to see if we can. And so that toilet paper hit on my camera, and it's still sitting here in that spot. And so what we're going to do, I think, is so it made it to that point pretty easily. So I think it just hit my camera. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to take a little bit more toilet paper,
Okay.
and flush it again.
Okay.
And we'll see if it hits my camera, if it shows up. And so this could be a combination of a low flow toilet and a lot of toilet paper. Because it does seem like it kind of dissipates slowly. It doesn't have a whole lot of pitch on it, but I didn't see any bellies. See, and I think what that did is it just threw that toilet paper right up onto my camera, and that's the only reason it's sitting there. Yep, and the toilet paper's on the front of my camera. So it did get it down there pretty good. There's some more toilet paper. So I think there's a little lip right where it's coming over. Yeah, so there is some toilet paper sitting here. And so with the low flow toilet, it must not be taking it as far as it needs to. But you should be able to flush that out with, we're going to go ahead and act like we're washing our hands and see if that flushes that toilet paper out. But I don't see any issues with the line, so it may have been something where the backflow preventer got off track.
Okay.
And got a little sideways and did that. So we're going to run a little bit more water and witness that. Go up and do that like you're washing your hands.
Just what? Can I flush it again?
Just wash your hands. That way, like if you were to go to the bathroom and wash your hands, run some water through it, and we'll kind of imitate that situation.
That faucet doesn't work on that sink.
Okay. Will you run the water in the other one then?
Yeah.
And see if that faucet, it should come down. It should come down the same line where we're sitting. And so, I'm sure you heard that. We're going to try to flush the line out here. And see if that pushes that toilet paper on through. So I do think somewhat of the little bit of the grease is catching it. It is flat, but it's a low flow toilet, I believe, too. So I don't think it's taking it as far as it should. But we're going to see if just washing your hands could push that line down through here. There we go. So let's see if this drops down over the cliff and I think there's still some toilet paper. Yep, my camera was just catching it again. Yep. So I do think there's a little bit of a lip on the drop off, but I think really just running some water. I don't see anything. I don't see anything major. I think it's just not getting enough water flow through here. So I'm gonna go downstream a little bit too and see, since we're only running a little bit of water there, but the toilet paper is breaking up too. Yeah, see, there's something that just dropped off. And I think there's a couple spots that have a little bit of lip where, you know, you run enough water, it'll send it over the edge. But I don't see anything that would warrant digging this up. So looks like right here there might be a little lip, which is fairly normal, right where it comes over the edge, but I don't think it's enough to think it's. Yeah, I don't see any structural issues with the line. I mean, even when we let it run long enough and the belly isn't even there, I think it's a mixture of the low flow toilet and basically I think there may have been a situation where the backflow preventer, the flap, got maybe cocked and wasn't opening and closing freely, and so we're just going to try to clean that out. It's got some stuff built up in it. We're going to try to clean that out a little bit, and then we'll put the backflow preventer in and let it ride. And just recommend maybe run a little bit more water after you go to the restroom to flush the toilet paper out, or either flush twice, something like that. But that's going to end the inspection for 515 Duane Drive in Mason, Ohio.